All right, here we are. It is 2/22/22 on a Tuesday. Did you guys know that? Did you realize that? I think that's kind of cool.
I
Um,
called it on the beginning of the year. I was like, "Did you know it's gonna be 2/22/22 on a Tuesday?"
yeah,
I called it in the beginning of the year.
crazy, crazy. Okay, the first thing I want you guys to do is in the chat, I want you guys to type your name because sometimes it'll just say iPhone, Zoom user. I see a couple names, but I want you to type your name in the chat so that I can record that you guys were here for class. Okay. Um, if you need to dip out, that's fine. You can do that. Like I said, this is going to be recorded. God willing, it doesn't mess up on me. And then you can watch it at a later time. But if you can stay, that'd be awesome. We're probably going to wrap it up pretty short. Okay, our plan for today is I'm going to share my screen. And if you guys have questions, I prefer don't put them in the chat. Just raise your hand by clicking on the reactions. I think you do it that way, or one of the buttons, or just say excuse me and I'll stop and we'll answer your question because it's hard. I'm not one of those where I can keep track of the chat and be live too. So yeah, just shout out if you have a question, okay, and stop me. Are you all familiar with give me a thumbs up under, I think, yeah, it's reactions. There's a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you are comfortable with Zoom. Cool, cool. Awesome. Looks like pretty much everybody's pretty comfortable. So at the bottom, there's a little button. If you roll your cursor, I think, at the bottom of the screen, a little bar should pop up. It does on mine. It says reactions, and that's where you can give thumbs up, thumbs down, clap, raise your hand if you have a question. But again, just shout out if you have a question, and I'll stop and answer. Okay. So moving on to Zoom, I'm going to share my screen so we can look at a couple things. Today on our plan, so you guys see like a black screen right now? Now you see the login for, well, I don't know if yours looks the same. Let me log in. For Canvas is where we're going. Oh, too many passwords. All right, so here is Canvas. Like I mentioned before in class, we're not going to use it too often, but I did put, it is pretty much updated and I wanted to run that over with you real quick. Our course looks like this with the little, what are they called? Cherry blossoms for spring. And I'm going to put it on student view so you can see what yours should look like. Student view. Okay. So when you click on, you go to the home screen. I don't know why it goes there yet. I haven't really done anything with that. What I want it to do is go straight to announcements. So I'll try to fix that. There's two announcements. One's just a welcome, and then one was about today. So if anything happens, any important information, I will use this as a really good way to reach out to all of you. Veronica, I'll touch base with you because you're not connecting for some reason. Well, I know why, but we'll touch base later. But anyways, this is where you'll find good information, any current information. So keep an eye on your emails, okay? I put all of the assignments in. So you can show by date or show by type. So there's a couple different types. There's, I think I did different types. Yeah, extra credit and just regular assignments. Okay, and then your extra credits are separately. For each one, I made sure I put the due dates on, how many points they're worth. And so once you turn things in and I grade them, they will show here as your grade. You can always look at that by clicking on grades to see your grades. And it'll tell you how many you scored. Probably looks the same for all your classes. So the assignments are up. The announcements, we'll use that. Probably don't have any need for discussions. you know, I won't be checking it that often because we're meeting in person. So if you have a question, like I mentioned before, just reach out to me personally. People, files, syllabus. Syllabus is on there if you need it. If you're away from your paper syllabus, the syllabus is on there, and along with all of the different activities. So, and for each one, I did write at least a brief. Pretty much came from the syllabus exactly what it says we're going to do. Let's see. Okay, so that's any questions on Canvas for our class? I will take the quiet as no questions and get out of there. All right. I was going to explain to you a folder system. So each time when we come into class, I'm going to have a stack of folders. Your name you'll each have one designated for you. And so that's where you'll put your papers. We'll exchange papers back and forth. If you want to turn something in early to get some feedback on it, if you want to turn it in, or maybe you turn it in and you didn't get the grade you wanted, and so, you know, once I turn it back in, you have opportunities to resubmit, so turn that back in. Yeah, so that's all. That'll be our back and forth option for papers and things like that. Let's see. Information calendar. I was going to hand you a physical color printout of our academic calendar so you could see when we have holidays, or, you know, so to help you plan your schedule. It's great to have right behind your syllabus in your notebook. Okay, so I got that for you. We did our Canvas update. How are you guys feeling about class? Any questions on your mind? Ask now in front of everybody because they might have the same question. Priscilla, you have a question?
Yeah, when are we going to be given like our first like official assignment?
Yeah, today. Today we're going to do the discovery wheel. It's not due until the 1st, so you have a week to do it, but it actually could be done probably in about 20 minutes in class. But I'm going to give you, I have the paper. I'm going to explain it to you today. I'm going to give you the paper to do it on Thursday. Yeah, I'm sorry I can't be there today. That really messed things up because we were going to do this in class. But yeah, that'll be our first assignment. And like I said, when you look at the syllabus, there's things you could be doing right now. Like you could go to the MBTI or the 16personalities.com and you could take that assessment. Just, you know, you could even write your paper if you wanted to. We just haven't really gone into too much instruction on it. You could do that one. You could do the ONET interest. No, you don't have the paper on that one. But you could do the personality assessment. You could get going on that if you're bored. All right, let's see. Post-it discovery wheel. So we're going to do the discovery wheel and the wheel of life. We're going to get into that in a second. And the post-it activity, we're going to do that in class. This is not a good forum for that. In class is going to be great for that. So we'll do that on Thursday. So let's jump into the discovery wheel for right now. Let's see. Let me pull it up.
Mr. Claus.
Yes.
Kayla's with me.
Oh, good. Wonderful. So make sure you put in Kayla's name on the chat, please.
I did.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Did we miss anything important?
Oh, it's all very important. It's recorded. I'll post it in Canvas, and you'll be able to watch. Just a basic information. But now we're getting into the meat of it. So discovery wheel, we're going to talk about that. The first thing I want to show you is the eight dimensions of wellness. So it's a lot about life, career balance, you know, and let me show you an image. Let me show you this one. This is a good one. Okay, so this is the 8 dimensions of wellness, and this came from SAMHSA, which is a mental health and substance abuse recovery website, but it is like Legit, the 8 things that we need to keep in check to have a pretty solid life. And so these are the different areas, the 8 different areas. It's very similar to the Discovery Wheel and the Wheel of Life. Have you guys ever heard of Tony Robbins or Anthony Robbins? He's like this, he's like super well known in like self-improvement, self-development type of thing. And he does the Wheel of Life too. So it's really well used all over. So we need to address our emotional state of wellness, our finance state of wellness, social, spiritual, occupational, physical, intellectual, and environmental. Anything you do in life is probably going to fit into one of those categories or more, right? So the Discovery Wheel, let me pull that up. Activities. Graph. It's a little different, but it's the same kind of concept. So this is the Discovery Wheel that I'm going to hand you in class. The topics are a little different because it's more in line with college and career development, right? It's actually really in line with college success strategies. It's how to be successful in college. So the 10 things that you need to be successful in college are attitude. You got to have a good attitude, right? You got to make sure you have the time allotted for it. Memory is something you need to remember stuff to take tests. You have to do a lot of reading. You have to take notes. You take tests. How's your critical thinking skills? How do you communicate? There's so many different ways to communicate, right? One-on-one, in a group setting, on paper, with your instructor, with different types of things like that. Your money, are you financially able to go to college? And your purpose, what is your purpose for going to college? So what I want you to do is focus on, there's a set of questions that you're going to answer. And you know what, when we get done today, I'll attach them in Canvas. So if you want to print these out and get them done right now today, you can do that, or you can wait till Thursday and I'll have handouts to pass out in class. It's not due until next Tuesday on the 1st, so you definitely have some time. But let me show you, I believe, yep, this is the questions. Let me open it. There we go. Okay. It's not a test, it's an assessment, right? There's no right or wrong answers. It's you looking at your life the way it is right now and you judging it, really, where you stand. So it's going to ask you a bunch of questions, and you're going to give it each question either 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 points. If you give the question 1 point, that you're saying that, no, that's not me at all. If the question says, yeah, that's totally like me, you're going to give it 5 points. Okay? It's on a scale of 1 to 5. By the end of the when you get done, you're going to fill in that circle in different levels. So going back to the circle, when you get done answering the questions, you're going to have so many points. Let's say you have in the first category, what was it? Attitude. In your attitude, yeah, you have 25 points. You're going to color this in right here, all of this little pie, okay, to 25. Then let's say you got 35 on this one, and then you got 5 on this one. So you're going to color in those sections up to that number. And what you want, really, theoretically, is to have a nice round wheel, right? Where you feel like if that wheel was to roll down the street, it would roll nice and smooth. If it's bumpy, then you know we have to do some, we need to do some work on certain areas. Okay, so right here, let's go back to the questions. It's how you see yourself. We're going to do this again at the end of the semester so you can see and compare how your circle looks. The more filled in the circle is, the higher evaluation, or the more better you feel that you have that you're good at that area. And the lower, it's like you're struggling a little bit. So terms high and low are not meant to reflect judgment. It's not a permanent picture of who you are. It's just as you stand today, how you see yourself today. Add up your points. Okay, so you're going to go through, you're going to give, I enjoy learning. 5, yeah, heck yeah, I love to be in the classroom. Give it a 5. You're like, no, I hate it so much. Give it a 1. Hi, Lyric, yes. Oh, you're on mute.
Is this in our book?
No, this is in a different book. I was going to have a handout. So this will be attached in Canvas after we get off of here. All loaded into Canvas, and you can access it now, or you could, like after class, or you can wait till Thursday and get it then. Okay?
So we don't have to do anything today? Is this just like you're going over stuff?
Yes, I'm telling you how to do it.
Okay.
Then it'll be available after class if you want it, or wait till Thursday. And then it's due next Tuesday.
Okay.
Yes, Lyric.
If I wanted to, like make the discovery wheel on paper, should I do it like on paper separately?
Actually, I'll have it. If you're able to print it, it'll be on Canvas and you can print it out right after this. So if you guys are on campus, here's what I would do. Right after class is over, probably shortly, I would wait a few minutes, go down to Guardian Scholars. I would print out these 3 pages that I'm going to give you, 3 or 4 pages. Well, maybe 5 pages. I'd get them done and bring them to class on Thursday. That's what I'd do. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so answer your questions 1 to 5. When you're all done, you're going to add them up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 25. Get your total score of 30, let's say. And then you're going to go back to this other page, and under attitude, you're going to hit up 30. You're going to color in the wheel up to 30. Clear?
Each of those little, sorry, I didn't raise my hand, but are
That's
each
okay.
of those little things like 5, like, if I don't know how to say it right, but like it goes up by 5 intervals of 5.
Yes, that's exactly. These go up intervals of 5.
Okay.
And your answers could be anywhere in between. They could be as low as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The lowest answer, like on this one, would be 8, because you would give everything a 1, right? And the highest answer would be 40, because you gave, I think that's probably the same for all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. From 8 to 40 is going to be your answer on any one of these sections. Okay? Then,
Okay.
what I want you to do after that, let me see, let me go through. Here's all the different sections, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different sections. There's the wheel. Oh, good, beautiful. I only need to send you this one thing. So this is the skills snapshot. So when you're all done with that, yes, Lyric?
So this hasn't been uploaded at all?
Not yet, after class. Yeah, my intention was to do it in class, and so that's why I said I wasn't going to be using Canvas much, but here we are. Okay, so after class it will be there. All right, so now that you've completed the wheel and you look at the shape and you consider all that, if you could lift it, would it feel light or heavy? How would it sound? So think about all these questions that it's asking you, and just accept where you're at. They're your answers to the questions on how you see yourself in those areas right now. So after you've spent a few minutes on it, write down answers to these, whatever comes to mind. So the questions are, this wheel is an accurate picture of my ability as a student because my self-evaluation surprises me because, and then your strengths, one area where I show strength, another area of strength, and goals, areas in which you want to improve. It's important for me to get better at. I want to concentrate on improving these areas because, and to meet my goals for improvement, I intend to. So it's a reflection piece on your answers to the questions. Okay? Questions on that? We're good? That'll be up. Give me about 10 minutes after we get done with class, and this will be up. Go print it out. I don't know. Can you print in the library?
Miss Faircloth, it kicked Lyric out. Did
Oh.
that happen by itself, or did you do that by accident?
No, I don't think I did it. I didn't do it. I don't think I did. Well, she can pop back in, yeah?
Okay.
Okay. There she is. Maybe. Yep. All right. So that's the discovery wheel. Just a picture of yourself. You stating a picture of yourself. All right. 8 dimensions of wellness. So this is what I would call the wheel of life now. And let me show you that. Okay, there's no question. It's the same concept. It's a wheel. You see, there's numbers, scale of 0 to 10. There's no questions attached to this one. This is just an introspection, right? You looking at your life, where it's at. You're just going to think about your level of satisfaction in each of the 8 core dimensions of life. Okay? If you're totally satisfied with your environment, like your house is, you're good, you're golden, everything's solid right now, then maybe you're at an 8. You know, there's room for growth. You want, there's things you want. You want a better bed set or something like that. But if it's pretty solid, then maybe you're at an 8. Okay? So it's kind of just to see, let me make it smaller, where you're at in each of these levels, for you to get an honest look at your life. Okay? This one is not graded. The discovery wheel is graded. It's 40 points. I didn't make a rubric out of it because it just needs to be filled in. The answers need to be answered, and then the reflection needs to be done. Okay, the answers to the questions. You know, the only thing that I would use a rubric on is maybe how to answer the questions. Did you hear that? Those are my cats fighting. But just answer them solid. Okay, I know there's a question. It says iPhone. I don't know who that is.
Hi, it's me, Dulce.
Oh, hi.
Hi, I was just wondering, do we have to turn in both of them at the same time?
Yes, that would be great. Like I said, the
Okay.
Wheel of Life is not graded. But yeah, turn it in. Let me see that you did it, okay?
Okay, do we have to color the second one?
This one right here on the screen? Yes. So you're going to consider your level of satisfaction in the finances. So if you're broke, it'll probably be down here. And if you're doing good, you're loaded with cash right now, it'll be up high, and then fill it in. And then what you want to see again is kind of a nice, if you're feeling comfortable, it should be like a nice round circle. You should be satisfied in all these areas of life. Because when you're not satisfied with, let's say, your emotional state of well-being, it can mess up other areas as well. And so we want to make sure that we're healthy and well in each one of these areas. Cool? Dulce, did you have another question?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. That is Discovery Wheel and Wheel of Life. Let's go back to minimize. All right. Discovery of will of life. Okay, what I do want you to do is like, can somebody tell me the difference? Let's start a little quick discussion on the difference between a job and a career. Does anybody want to go and be the
I
brave?
can go.
Go for it.
Okay, so a job is something temporarily, like something that I'm like working now, like at Ralph's, and a career is a long lifetime like job, like that you're working towards, like to get to be your like full time, all time like job.
Yeah, so like a time frame, right? We usually think of job as like a very short-term position or a step on the ladder, and a career is like the ultimate goal, right? Lyric?
I feel like a career is something that like it's like since it's bigger than a job because there's a lot more benefits. That's something that will be what you're kind of known for. So when you're thought of, it's just like, oh, that's what that person can do. When you think of like a surgeon, you have to see an orthopedic surgeon. So I feel like when you get a career, it's what you're known for, and it's the thing that carries you for the rest of your life. When
Yeah.
a job, it can't really necessarily do. I mean, yeah, it has up to a certain level, but when you have a career, you make more money and you have like what you're known for, your practice.
Yeah. So that's good. So you talk about like social mobility, right? A job. Usually when we think of jobs, we don't think of a very high social mobility, right? You'd be like maybe here on the money level or the who you're hanging out with or whatever. But then or as far as culture sees you, we think of doctors and nurses and teachers and things like that. Our culture values them, and so that would be a form of social mobility. And then you said like what you're known for, and so one of the key things. Anybody else want to chime in on what the difference is between a job and a career? All right. So go ahead, Trevor.
I was just gonna say, I feel like a career is something that you work towards. Like it's like almost like an end goal, and like a job is just something to have like in between. Like a job can become a career, but I feel like a job should be something that pushes you towards gaining or getting your career, not becoming your career.
Yeah. So in the book, if you have your book, turn to page. Let me find it real quick. I should have had it marked. It is chapter 1. I'm going to turn my light on. Hold on. Okay. So in your book, where is it? Strength for Career Satisfaction.
What if we don't have the books yet?
You need to get your buns down to the bookstore and get the book. All right. It's open. Are you on campus?
Maybe.
Are you unsure?
Maybe.
It doesn't matter. If you are on campus, then go head on over to the bookstore. If not, then Thursday before class, make sure you get over there and get your book, okay? But Veronica, we need to talk because you're not showing in the class yet, so we'll talk. Okay, so turn to page 7 if you have your book. I'm just going to read from you real quick. I'll read for you real quick what it says about the difference between a job and a career. It says, and I think this is very interesting. Basically, a job is a series of tasks or activities that are performed within the scope of what we call work. So a job is what you're doing, the activity, right? So the job is of a doctor. I guess a doctor I mean, it's easy to say for a job for fast food is flipping a burger. Things like that. Even for a doctor, the job is seeing patients. It's the tasks and activities. Now, the career, it's the integration of our personality with our job activities. So when you look at a doctor, you look at the person behind it, right? And the personality, and you attach that with the tasks of the job, and that makes it a career. In addition, I mean, tons of school that you had to go through for that. So, okay, someone's got their hand up. Says Zoom user. I don't know who that is.
It was probably me, but
Oh,
I was just you're on page 7, right?
yes, at the bottom.
All right, bet.
And it's the part that's italicized. And that is where it kind of explains the difference between a job and a career. And how many careers do you think the average person has in their lifetime?
Like 2.
2? Anybody else got a guess?
Like 3?
3?
I mean, I don't know if there's a number because I guess if we're talking about like long time, wouldn't we want to have one?
Well, again, there's jobs, but the question is careers. So you could have 30 jobs, but maybe 3 or 4 careers, right? So long careers are usually more long term. So the question is in a person's lifetime. So let's say from the time they start working is probably anywhere, give or take about 15 years old, and they probably start working between 60 and 70 years old. So for that time frame, how many careers do you think a person has? I got a 2 and a 3. You guys are pretty close. I would probably venture to say it's even more. I think I've heard like 4 or 5 careers, and some are a lot more. But I'd probably venture to say between 3 and 5 careers is what an average person will have. So why I really want to stress that to you, because what you think you're going to do right now probably won't be the end career for all time. So if you are undecided or unsure where you want to go right now, that's okay. Just get on a path, do your general ed courses, and you know what? It's going to speak to you in the next couple years exactly where you move to next. As long as you get up, dress up, and show up, you will move forward. All right? The other question was social mobility. I'm going to touch on that next week, though. Okay, grab a piece of paper and a pencil. I want you to do some brainstorming for a minute. I'm going to give you 3 minutes. I want you to write down the jobs you've had. All right? Every job you've had. And not just paycheck types of jobs. If you've babysat for people, write it down. If you're a caregiver for someone, write it down. If you've helped someone with social media on their website, write it down. Questions? I don't know, Trevor?
I'm in the
Priscilla?
car. I don't have a paper.
Okay, so rewatch this video at 30 minutes. At the 30-minute mark, when you get at a place where you can do this, and write these down, because this is going to be what you're going to use to help create your resume later on.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Trevor, question?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. So just brain dump on the jobs that you've had. As much information as you can remember about them. You can fill in blanks later if you don't remember. At least the place where you worked. Maybe the title of your position. Who you worked for. In fact, I'm going to make your own notes. Place/location. Supervisor. Job title. Dates. Fates. What else? We'll go into duties later on. Well, you can job duties, tasks. Okay, you guys okay? So I see maybe a couple people writing still. Need more time? Another minute?
Yes, please.
Okay, another couple minutes. While you're doing that, I think I'll go. All right. So I'm going to finish. I'll finish loading those up. The last thing I want you guys to do right now, and we're going to do this every Tuesday and Thursday before we leave class. One of the things that all the successful people do that I've researched and listened to and watched on all their YouTube videos and like all success stuff, they all write down 3 things that they need to do the following day. Simple little task, but it sure helps because those are the 3 most important things you need to do. Some people are task list makers and some are not. But if you can write down these 3 things and you have direction first thing in the morning as to knowing what you need to get done, it's what all the successful people say works. That's what's helped them through and be where they are today. So what I want you to do is think of 3 things that you need to get done tomorrow and write them down. And this will be done on the planner. I still have them on order, so I'll get those.
On the same paper?
You could do it on the same paper, but I would suggest on a planner. So this is my planner, and most planners are like this where you have a month at a glance, right? Can you see that? It's like the whole month. Let me get you a clean sheet here. Okay, here's the month of March, right? Like a calendar. And then if you turn the page, it gives you week by week or day by day. So then now it goes into the week format. How the heck? Okay. The week format, Monday, Tuesday, and day by day. And so for each day, if you could do this on the daily, that'd be even more bomb. But if you have a planner right now, find tomorrow's date and write down 3 things that you need to get done tomorrow. Serenity, do you have a question?
Is there 3 things that I need to do tonight for tomorrow, or 3 things I need to do tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
In general.
Yeah, okay. So they say before you go to bed at night, write down the 3 things that you need to do the next day. So since it's not bedtime, but since we're going, today's like almost over, let's write it down what you need to get done tomorrow. And like I said, if you could.
I already have my stuff written down in my phone calendar, so I just put it on my paper just so I can like do the assignment.
That works. That's work. This is not an assignment where you're going to turn it into me. This is a success principle that you need to do. Okay? Something that's going to help you be successful day after day after day after day. All right. Any other questions?
So it's stuff that's gonna make us successful day after day, or it's what we're supposed to be doing tomorrow? I'm so confused.
The task of doing this on a daily basis is going to help you be successful in everything, in whatever you do, because you're always going to know what needs to be done. So what you're writing down today is what you need to get done tomorrow. So for me, I need to make dental appointments for my kids. I need to do that. So I'm going to write that down. I have to do it tomorrow. That's one of my 3 things, right? A second thing, I don't know, plan Thursday's class. I already have it planned, but that would be another thing. For you, it might be get the discovery wheel done. You want to get that done tomorrow. Whatever English work you need to get that done tomorrow. And maybe something personal that you need to get done. Maybe you need to make a dental appointment. So do that tomorrow, right? Schedule your appointment. And then you could, there'll be tons more stuff that you're going to do tomorrow. But if you nail down those 3 things, what's going to happen is that you're going to be successful. You did it, you've done it, you know you've done it, and that success is going to prompt you to do it again. And so that's how it kind of works with that success. And your tasks get accomplished. Because you can set a goal. If your goal is to finish school, you need to set little steps on the way, right? I think we talked about that before. Those little successes are going to push you all the way to the end. Questions? Did that help, Priscilla?
Yeah, it did a lot. Thank you.
Okay. 3 things you got to get done tomorrow. Anything else, guys and girls? Serenity, your hand's still up. Do you have a question, or did you just forget to lower like I do?
I forgot to put it down.
I always forget. I always forget that too. Okay. Well, we are at about 45 minutes in class, so I feel confident with that. Give me 10 minutes, 5 minutes maybe. I'm going to load up the discovery wheel and the wheel of life. Go print it out. Go get them done, and you'll be done with your first assignment. Turn it in on Thursday. You're done with your first assignment, okay?
Thank you, Professor.
You're welcome. I'll see you Thursday. I'm real sorry about today. If it caused you any inconvenience, I apologize.
By the way, my name is pronounced Serenity.
Thank you. I was going to ask you that just a second ago. I'm so glad you spoke up on that. Serenity. Nice. Thank you so much. I see that now.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. You don't like Serenity? That's kind of exotic too, though, you know.
Yeah,
She's like, that's cute, but that's not my name.
I know, right? Has anybody ever called you that the way I said it?
every time.
Oh, gosh darn it. It's that why it throws us off. That's why. All right, Serenity. Sorry, but I will remember that from now on. All right, everybody. If that's it, then I will let you go. Oh, Veronica, stay on with me for a second, okay?
Bye, Sir
See you
Claus.
Thursday, Professor.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. See you later, Lyric.